All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thanks for joining us. If you're just joining us, thanks for staying with us all day. If you've done that too, we've got lots to talk about. I know it's a shortened week. Everybody wants to blame some of the stuff on the holiday, but that's going to give us some time to get into some other things that we don't normally get the chance to do that. So let's take a look at what's going on in the corn market, because the corn market's your money. And it looks okay today. 4.25 cents higher in that March contract, 5.95 last. Maize up 3 3/4 now, 5.95 3/4. So corn shaking off some of the rust from yesterday, and it's a little bit better today. Look at this, double-digit gains across the board in soybeans. January up 19.5 cents, 13.11 3/4. So we've hit that $13 mark. March up 20.25 cents at 13.15 even. We've got the May. Look at this, all the way across the board. That all looks good. Soybeans above $13. So now it's corn's turn to probably try to get above 6. We'll see. How about wheat in Chicago? What's that doing today? Up 7 cents in that March contract, 7.84 3/4. While May is up 6.25 cents at 7.86 3/4. Let's move over to Kansas City. Hard red wheat, Kansas City, double-digit gains there. This is kind of a day I like, right? All good news across the board. 10 3/4 cents higher in March, 8.24 even. May is up 10 cents at 8.23 even. So that's good to see. Spring wheat, Minneapolis. What do we got going on here? They're trying to eke out a gain. 1.5 cents higher in March, 10.21 1/4. May's up 1 3/4 cents at 10.11 1/2. And then lastly, let's take a quick look at cotton. It was a rough one yesterday. Today, it's been higher than this, so we've kind of given back some of the gains. 67 cents higher at 106.21 on that March contract. Let's bring in Benhussion from the mill. Ben, thanks for joining the show. Merry Christmas. I believe you've got some content for us.
Good morning, Scott. I certainly do. Since I talked last Tuesday, we continue to have another dry week. So folks have kind of moved into another level of soil sampling. Over the years in the Northeast, instead of grid sampling, we tended to sample per field. And now we'll use a machine for the viewers to send a video in, a dual EM, which gets essentially what I call ground truth the soil type, Scott. That way we can go back and manage each soil type, because each soil type has different capabilities of performance. Each soil type can handle different amount of water, which ultimately and nutrients, which ultimately reflects yield. So in these high-priced fertilizer years, it's just more important than ever to dial in and get better at managing and using today's technology to manage our crops better.
Yeah, Ben, just to jump in real quick, looking at this video, I think a lot of people, when they think of soil samples, think about somebody digging, driving something into the ground a few inches at least, or maybe a foot or two. This seems to be something that's more topical. Is that correct?
Well, it is, and that's just one step. We still need to go out and probe the ground. I'm hearing there's some things coming on the horizon, but as of today, we're still taking soil samples by probing the ground. This machine is called a dual EM, and essentially you drag that across the ground to get electrical conductivity at 4 different layers of that soil, and then that allows us to essentially correct or adjust the traditional soil type mapping that were done by hand back in the 50s and 60s.
Sounds pretty technical if you ask me. So this thing you drag along the ground, do you have to send away those samples, or is that something that you can do in-house?
It depends on what we do. We'll take that data from that company, and they bring back zone maps for us, and then we will then go out with the traditional 4-wheeler John Deere Gator and take samples, 15 to 20 samples per soil type zone that this machine tells us are in each field.
Wow, that's pretty cool stuff. I mean, very technical, and obviously it's going to be something that everybody's going to start to rely on more and more. I really appreciate you bringing that on. I was educated on that today. Thank you very much. That's Benhussion from the mill. Thanks for being on the show. We're going to go away, pay some bills, come back and talk livestock with me after these messages.